Curiosity, interest, and obsession. Mile markers on my road to damnation.
Yeah, that's about the size of it. Hello, everyone. Science Viking here, and it's time to return to Darkest Dungeon. Let's see, we only really have enough gold to finance another mission. And I'm thinking we actually should probably do another mission with an antiquarian to rebuild our funds a little bit. Also, how many Resolve level 5 people do we have? 1, 2, 3... 3. Though, considering the fact that there are still a number of veteran-level boss fights, just taking on the veteran-level bosses will probably bring a few of these 4s up to being 5s. Let's see. Who do I want to bring on my next mission? Alright. Well, let's see what we can do. There are no novice-level bosses, but I do still think I want to take on a novice-level quest, and I want to bring Fairfax so that we can get a little bit more gold. So, Fairfax actually in middle back. And we're going to need a Vestal, so that'll be Liliere. And I already know Liliere is getting the Sacred Scroll and the the Tome of Holy Healing, because the Vestal always gets those. Now, before I decide my 2 front runners, I should decide what mission we're taking on. We have 3 options, and they're all cleanse missions. We can get the Vengeful Greaves for the Arablest. Not bad, plus 3% critical. Book of Holiness, minus 20% stress, minus 10% death blow resistance. No. I'm not taking a trinket that reduces death blow resistance. I mean, yes, I know if I'm careful enough, I should be able to keep a hero off of death's door, but there's high risk, and then there's that. Or alternatively, the Disease Herb, which gives the Plague Doctor plus 40% disease resistance. So it gives disease resistance to the hero who least needs disease resistance, since he has camping skills that actually cure diseases. I think I'm actually going for the Skirmish mission that gives us the Vengeful Greaves. And since it's also a fairly short mission, who to bring? Let's see. I don't think I should bring the Arablest, because the Arablest prefers to be towards the back, which is also where the Antiquarian really should be. So, actually, do I really want to bring an Antiquarian on a short mission? I think I will. We need to train some of these people up. Let's see. I'm definitely bringing Vastal. I want to build up my Hellion. Let's see. And I think Harvest and Dirkstab are actually pretty good abilities for our Seeker Jester, and then for if I want to use the yeah, and then if I want to use his various support abilities, I can just move him back temporarily. So I think we're going to try this. This is a relatively low-risk mission, especially since we're bringing a reasonably strong Vestal. So I'm going to kind of experiment a little bit with my team composition. And the Focus Ring is, in my opinion, the most Hellion piece of equipment possible. The only way it could be more Hellion would be if it increases accuracy and critical rate at the expense of dodge. The only way this could be more Hellion would be if it increased damage at the expense of HP, too. And, you know, I think the Martyr's Seal would actually do pretty well for a Hellion. I mean, she can use Adrenaline Rush to heal herself off of Death's Door, assuming that, except this particular Hellion does not know that ability. But Yeah, the Hellion is a hero that takes a lot of damage and is likely to end up at death's door, so the extra death blow resistance is going to be helpful, and this is a hero that might actually get to benefit from the extra damage and critical. And, let's see, for the Jester, I believe we have Jester-specific trinkets. Let's see what we've got. Okay, the Dark Crown, not really something that is terribly useful. Feather Crystal, Solar Bracer. Plus, Crescendo Box could actually be pretty good, especially since the Jester has abilities that reduce everyone's stress, including his own. Let's see. The Bleed Stone could be good because he's going to be using Slice Off a lot. Alright, he's definitely getting the Crescendo Box. Not sure what to give him. Apparently we don't have any Jester-specific equipment. Not sure what else to give him. Well, how about I give him the Snake Oil to just cancel out the negative effect of the Crescendo Box, so he's just back, so he receives the bonuses and has no other effects. Let's see, the Bag of Marbles could be good for the Antiquarian. And, you know, the Chirurgeon's Charm, because I believe this Antiquarian does actually know... Yeah, she knows Fortifying Vapors. So, I think I will drop Protect Me for Fortifying Vapors to get a little more use out of the Chirurgeon's Charm. I mean, the Antiquarian isn't going to be terribly useful in combat, but at least she's something. Alright, let's provision this. I honestly don't remember from last episode whether I chose not to use these because I was saving them or whether I just forgot about them. Well, let's bring a little food. We don't need as much since there's no camping. 1 or 2 shovels? Let's go with just 1. Only really need 8 torches. A little anti-venom, a few bandages, and let's bring a little holy water. And is 2 keys enough, or are we going to want 3? Let's go with 3, especially since we're not really spending much on supplies because this is a short mission. And here we go. I really feel like this is specific to me. It's like, you know, you can run away if things are going terribly.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Alright, and our first instance
Even
of
the
needing a
cold
shovel.
stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Alright, and our first instance of needing a key. And that's not a bad deal. And I'd say we didn't need to come here, but 2 busts and a portrait say we did need to come here, room battle or not. It is kind of interesting doing a low difficulty mission with a number of low resolve level heroes and having it be a short mission. Kind of feels like going back to our roots because we did a lot of these towards the beginning.
Ancient traps lie in wait, unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Who is the we I'm referring to, you ask? Why, me and the voices in my head. Can't you hear them? Before anyone gets worried, that was a joke. Alright. Okay. Start with Festering Vapors on these guys. And I'm actually gonna... The stress levels are already high. I'm moving our Jester back one. And gonna quick heal everyone. Ow. Yeah, Vastal's already having problems. Well... bleed out is rather pointless against skeletons. Let's see if we can get rid of the defender. That's going to take a couple of turns. And now everyone is concentrating on the antiquarian. And Inspiring Tune. Alright, and Divine Grace because... Whoa! Even with a critical, that much healing surprises me. Keep Battle Ballad going, keep reducing the stress levels. And yeah, Divine Comfort, because everybody's a little low.
Pumps, the limbs obey.
I meant to use Nervous Stab. I thought I switched to selected abilities. Well, I'm just gonna use Iron Swan. I'm tired of getting hit with Tempting Goblin. And let's have the Jester inspire himself. And I can just Dirk Stab him back into position if I need to. Alright. Stick with Divine Comfort. And yeah, Festering Vapors and the Courtier. I mean, nothing that Fairfax does is going to make much of a difference. That Courtier is really holding his own. He has been evasive. Well, honestly, I should have used it on the soldier. I thought Barbaric Yawp did damage. Must have misread the ability description. Alright. Well.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
That leaves just the Courtier. And yep, there he goes. That's the end of him.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Alright, and we're back in formation. Well, use our skeleton key. And we already have a rare antique. Also, I'm actually going to just move the Jester into position there. Also, the Gesture... The Gesture? Yes, that's what this class is called. The Court Gesture. He can move 3, so he can actually move from any position to any position at will. Neat. I suppose it's appropriate, considering that he kind of benefits from being all over the place. Okay, there isn't a trap in this hallway. We're not going to end up fighting a Shambler by accident again. Alright, Inspiring Tune on yourself. Alright, and Divine Grace on the only person that's injured. Ah, Grave Nibble. Well, at least it missed. That didn't. It hit it hit the Hellion so hard it stressed out the Antiquarian. And now Spit, which is what I was trying to prevent. And Blight, which is why I'm glad I brought Anti-Venom. Oh. Get some stress healing and some reduced stress intake. Alright. Heal the only person who's injured. And Fairfax has been doing a pretty good job of avoiding damage. You know,
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
You know, in combat, the Antiquarian is not exactly the strongest class, but she's doing pretty okay, at least defensive. And of course, Grave Nibble would be able to hit any position. Well, let's just Dirk stab your way back. Or not. I was hoping that would finish the thing off. Well, let's see if this does. Still no. Last enemy on the field is going to hold up okay.
Back to the pit.
So, yep, and the Hellion decides to show us how it's done. Alright. And more loot. Or not. Well, as Clarinel would tell us, that could have been worse. And we have another room battle against spiders. Alright, start with Harvest. And they resisted bleeding. However, Nervous Stab should be able to kill one of them.
Is broken. Maintain the offensive.
And Wicked Hack should be able to kill the other Weber. And now they can't mark us anymore.
Cleansed from our lands.
So we've at least reduced the threat level a bit. Right. And the Vestal gets to kill something.
No quarter.
Right. Inspiring Tune. You know, I was nervous about placing the Antiquarian this far forward, but she's actually doing okay. And Dazzling Light, because Dazzling Light is always
gains purchase. Spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Drifter's Buckle. That's worth giving up the Jade for, I'd say. I really have no idea what to do with this one. Well, let's try this. Nope. Well, we got another room battle. And a trap. Who in this team is best suited to disarming traps? Not the Hellion, no surprise there. Not the Antiquarian. The Jester's okay with his 30%, so it's a tie between the Jester and the Vestal for who is most likely to disarm the traps. Yeah, we really didn't bring a good trap person. And a Shambler's Altar. No. I'm not taking on another Shambler right now. We are not. This team is not equipped to take on a Shambler. In fact, yeah, especially not because we have an Antiquarian. I'm not taking on a Shambler with an Antiquarian. That's just asking to be murdered. Alright, Festering Vapor's on the middle back Courtier, because that's the one that's actually hardest for us to hit. Dirk Stab your way forward, because we really need the Jester to be inflicting damage. And now it's just waiting for it to be, and Iron Swan. I was expecting it to do more damage than that. Well, one more hit and he's down. For a second I was going to be surprised at how much stress the Hellion and the Jester are taking. Then I realized, of course they're taking a lot of stress. They're both Resolve level 0. I haven't had a Resolve level 0 hero in a while. Okay,
surges
that's one
as the
down.
enemy crumbles.
Let's go with Dazzling Light on the defender so he can't use his guarding ability. Alright, and that's the end of the Courtier. Still have to deal with Graveyard Slash, though.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
And I'm actually going to have Fairfax move forward because we need Inspiring Tune this turn. Alright, that'll help. I'm going to try to avoid having anybody become afflicted during this mission. Might as well use Dazzling Light on the one who's likely to be stunned by it.
The light, the promise of safety.
Ow. Yeah, Fairfax is... her dodge is 24. Oh, right, the marbles, that's why. I just didn't I didn't expect it to have that much of an effect, but she's just dodging everything. Alright, gonna need to quick put the Hellion back together.
Momentary abatement.
Oh yay, dead weight. Oh, may as well just keep using Festering Vapors. It does more damage than Nervous Stab, I think. And yeah, let's just stick with Inspiring Tune because the Hellion's stress level is too high. And the Vestal gets to kill something again!
Surgical precision. Foolish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
So I dropped the one anti-venom for 4 crests. And I'm putting the Hellion back into position. I'm keeping the Jester where he is, though. And we salvage the Unburnt Torch.
If
And
only
there's
treasure could staunch the flow. Otherworldly corruption.
and there's a minor antique. Alright. Let's see, Dazzling Light on the Courtier, because you can't reach the one all the way in the back. Well, he resisted it anyway. Let's see if we can blight him. That's a start. And it's really concentrating the stress damage on the Hellion. Well, I don't feel like dealing with Quarrel.
Decimated.
And now I don't have to deal with Quarrel. Convenient. That hurt a lot. The Jester is very fragile. And I'm going to use Divine Comfort. I was tempted to just have the Vestal finish the Courtier off, but yeah, Harvest will do the job. Harvest would have done the job if it had hit. But that's what I can say about that. And the Barbarian apparently gets very upset if you get wine on her animal skins. That's the only way I can explain her stress level going up that much when she gets hit with Tempting Goblin. Either that, or considering the fact that one of her camping skills is to get everyone drunk, it could be that she's...
Unforgiving.
It could be that she's just offended by seeing alcohol wasted in such a manner. That's also possible.
The blood quickens.
And that's the end of the dangerous skeletons. That just leaves the bone rabble. And And yeah, I don't want her resolve to be tested if I can avoid it. I may not be able to avoid it, but I'm at least going to try. And critical healing on the Jester, that's good. And you should be able to finish this guy off with Wicked Hack. There we go.
Executed with impunity.
Virtuous Chalice, that seems really not very useful. I mean, increased virtue chance is already pretty marginally useful, and in addition to that, it means giving up either the Tome of Holy Healing or the Holy Scroll, so I can't really see myself using that unless I had 2 Vestals. And cultists! And Pain! Hello, Pain! We missed you. Oh, and Suffering is right there with you. Alright. Well, the thing about cultists, they're susceptible to bleeding.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
So you have the Vestal focus on healing everyone, because this is a group that can cause a lot of damage. We're just going to have to hope Stressful Incantation doesn't get used on the Hellion too many times. And bleed out. Didn't even need the bleeding damage. That is how we roll. Now let's just add a little bit more damage over time. Well, let's attempt to add a little bit more damage over time with the Acolyte. And let's just finish up the healing. I forgot to use bandages on Fairfax on the Hellion's bleeding. Though she's bleeding for 1 per round, so I don't really need to worry about it too much. Eldritch Push, that could be a problem. That is a problem.
Well struck.
And yeah, no surprise the skeleton isn't bleeding. Ow. And yep, all the Hellion can do is move forward. And get hit with Axe Blade. She is just... Vastil is just not having a good day. This has been kind of a tough first mission for her. Unfortunately, the Aura Blessed is too far forward to use Quarrel anymore. All he can do is Bayonet Jab. This is probably the last hallway battle. And just move yourself forward again so you're mostly back into position. Yeah, Vastil is just not having a good day. I was expecting it to do more than 0. And yeah, that won't kill the Aura Blessed because he's a skeleton, so he's immune to bleeding. But Wicked Hack will finish the job. And that leaves just the Defender. So I keep underestimating the damage of Wicked Hack, and so I try to wear an enemy down, and then Vastil does enough damage to kill it even if it was at full health. So I may as well Dirk stab your way over here. Now let's see if you can kill this guy with Judgment. This is an unusually high kill count for our medic.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Drop the extra food for the Blight Stone. Because that's the end of the mission. That was relatively straightforward. And I suddenly feel nervous because the fact that this was relatively straightforward means something terrible is probably about to happen.
Room by room, hall by hall, we reclaim what is ours.
Well, we managed to get 6,600 gold. Yeah, I really need to remember that taking antiquarians on short missions isn't really that useful. Did manage to at least increase a few resolve levels. And the Hellion has reduced weapon upgrade cost. I like that. And Lulier has increased scouting chance in the ruins.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
Okay, it's a Vastil, Adenel, and Damour are the heroes who still need stress treatment. And I'll worry about spending gold on other things once I've gotten them treatment. And 9,000 gold, we can afford to spend some. A Drifter's Buckle, which we already have one of, which we just got one of. Let's see. Let's see about upgrading Basange's equipment. I think I'm going to upgrade his armor. Wow, dodge base goes up from 15 to 20. Yeah, I'm upgrading his armor. And I think I'll upgrade Emery's armor too. That's honestly probably all the upgrading I should do. All the gold I should spend. Well, let's see about... I can almost get the final level of Instructor Mastery. I would need one more crest, and then I'd need 22 more portraits. So if I were to trade all of my busts, I would get 6 portraits, leaving me needing 22 minus 6 is 16. And then if I were to trade all of my deeds, I would get 9. So we're still not there yet, but we're almost there. Probably one more decent length mission, and we will have the heirlooms to upgrade the guild. I think I'm going to hold off on any upgrades until we have the heirlooms to upgrade the guild, because if I'm going to be taking on champion level bosses, I really want to be able to upgrade my skills as high as they'll go. Anyway, having completed our first quest of the day, I am going to get us a lovely fresh recording file. I will be back in a moment.
We dug for months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
Alright, I am back. I have a lovely fresh recording file. Let's see what quest fate has for us this time. Let's see, we could take on the Necromancer Lord, but we really don't have the heroes for that. Let's see, we could explore the Warrens. We have 3 different flavors of exploring the Warrens. Medium exploration, which would get us another Book of Relaxation. Long exploration, which would get us a Lock of Fury. Interesting. And medium difficulty exploration, which is also short, which would get us a Life Crystal. And plus 20% max HP. That is very nice. We could reclaim Relics of Light, which would get us a the All Saints Day, which I think makes chapel services free. And it would also get us a Blood Herb, which basically enhances Incision, because it increases the strength of melee skills, and the Plague Doctor only has one of those, and bleeding skills, and the Plague Doctor only has one of those. I don't think we necessarily want All Saints Day right now, because we did most of our spending in the Abbey last episode. Let's see, we could also get a short veteran level scouting mission that would get us the Swift Cloak. Um... I think it is another short mission, which isn't ideal, but I want to increase our... we want to finish clearing a path to the next Warren's boss. And the Life Crystal is a pretty good trinket, so I think we're going to do that one. Since Damour is currently in stress treatment. That means bringing Traley. And then... thinking Bertrand, Clarinel. Yeah, Clarinel's skills don't care whether she's in center rear or center front. And then Tardif. Yeah, Tardif isn't likely to reach Resolve level 5 too soon. I want a Man-at-Arms for some of the bosses we have coming up. That's actually kind of the challenge with doing non-boss veteran level missions, is I really don't want to get too much Resolve experience for my Resolve level 4 people, because I am going to need them for some of the veteran level boss fights later on. Though this is a short mission, so it shouldn't give too much Resolve experience. We do need to equip everyone. Let's see, for you, you're definitely getting the Recovery Charm. And I'll give you the Martyr's Seal. The extra death blow resistance and HP should be good. And yeah, there's no way I'm giving you anything other than the 2 satchels. Oh, I didn't mean to remove Bertrand from the party. Let's see. Not really a big fan of the Blasphemous Vial. A Dodge Stone isn't bad. And yeah, let's just give him the Blight Stone. His speed's a little low, but that looks like a pretty decent combination for him. And for the Vestal, the choice is easy. There's only 2 trinkets I would equip to my Vestal. Alright. And for provisions, some shovels. We're exploring the Warrens, so we want more anti-venom. There are some swine that are good at inflicting bleeding. Definitely want a couple of the medicinal herbs. Some food, but not a lot, because we're not camping. So 8 is what I want. A couple of skeleton keys. We do actually need torches. It's really, I apparently really like to forget torches, but we need torches. And a couple of holy water. And that should do it. One more medicinal herbs, because there are numerous medicinal herb interactions. And yep, we're going to be dealing with some sickness. Well, I mean, we did bring a doctor. There we go.
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go up this way and then back this way. We kind of started in the middle. Okay. No obvious interactions with the occult scrawlings. And our first trap, at least it missed.
Such blockages are unsurprising. These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
Is it normal for the blockages to be full of skeletons? That's, well, we're out of shovels. Glad I brought 2. I really hope I'm not going to need a 3rd. And for being an enemy that specializes in inflicting blight, the swine's blight resistance is surprisingly low. Alright, and I have Rampart to help get Tardif back into position. And yeah, let's get the Vestal at least farther toward the back. And the Plague Doctor can still use all of his abilities. Well, Plague Grenade. Yeah, it's blighted for 8. Well, let's just try and get rid of the Corpse Eater then. Using Munch. You're supposed to be a Corpse Eater. Clarinel isn't dead yet. Anymore. Not really sure how to categorize that one. Holy crap.
Death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
120% blight resistance. I still managed to blight the thing. I was honestly not expecting that to
Press
work.
disadvantage. Give them no quarter. The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Oh, that went well. Just jump everybody back into the default order, and you're blighted for a lot. That's not good. I guess it is good. I probably should get that quirk checked out at some point. Okay, Hulking Swinatar. That's new. Let's see. I'm gonna have Clarinel focus on taking out the Enchantress. Dazzling Light on... Let's go with... I kind of don't want to find out what the Swinatar does. Let's see if we can stun him. We can't. Okay. Bertrand back 1. That would probably do a lot of damage if it hadn't missed. Well, let's see if we can stun him this way. Alright. And Thrown Dagger on the Enchantress. And that should be... It's almost the end of her. She has one last hit point. Or, well, she has 4 hit points and is blighted for 3. And now she's dead.
Destroy them all.
Judgment is more useful than you would expect of Vestal's offensive ability to be. And let's just keep using Rampart. I mean, stunning them and shuffling them. And if we can poison the Gladiator, Thrown Dagger should finish the job on it. And poisoning the Swinatar is just my best way of damaging it. So, stun resistance is 145%. So let's just use Crush. And I could use Divine Comfort, but Bertrand's nearly at full health. Honestly, Judgment is the best use of the Vestal's turn. Since the stun level... They've both been recently stunned, so we're not going to be able to stun them again. Alright. And Thrown Dagger can no longer hit the Gladiator because he's in the wrong position. Well... Blight 130%, so it should be able to blight this guy. And it also reduces his blight resistance, making it easier to blight him with Noxious Blast. And yeah, that's what this team does. Just makes enemies take ever-increasing amounts of blight damage. And that's the end of the Gladiator.
Maintain the offensive.
But I'm keeping his corpse. Because as long as the corpse is there, I can hit the Swinatar with Thrown Dagger. Because now everyone can comfortably hit the Swinatar with their most damaging abilities, whereas if this corpse was gone, it might actually be harder to hit him. Wait, no, he occupies 2 spaces. I'd still be able to hit him with Thrown Dagger. And Noxious Blast. And yeah, the Swinatar is now blighted for 15. May as well use Divine Comfort, or I really could have used Divine Grace.
In the fever pitch of battle.
Ow. No, Swinotar isn't exactly the most accurate enemy, but when he hits, he hits.
Impressive.
Bones break and flesh tears.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
And that is the end of that. Get back into default order. I think this one has an interaction with the shovel, but we don't have any more shovels. How much are you bladed for? That's a fair amount. I suppose I could use battlefield medicine to cure it in the next fight, but I'm not sure how much damage you take before then. I'm honestly not... You know, I know Tardif has now interacted twice with things without giving me a chance to use an item to get a better result, but it keeps going well. He has weirdly good luck when he does that. And another Swinotar. Alright, poison darts.
A decisive pummeling.
That was nice. And Rampart can't reach the Gladiator, so I'm just gonna use Crush on the Gladiator. And let's see if we can stun the Swinotar. 95% stun resistance is nothing to sneeze at, but it looks like we got it. And Plague Grenade. And we've already mostly gotten rid of everybody except the Swinotar. So there's the one stressful incantation. And we need... And okay, the cultists are done. As soon as each one of them gets a turn, they will die. That was a productive first round. Now let's just focus on the Swinotar.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Yeah, 145% stun resistance. We're not stunning him again. Well, may as well use massively excessive healing on the Man-at-Arms. And since he's marked anyway, there's no reason not to use Retribution. Ow. That... Like I said, when he hits, he hits. Though his stun resistance is back to normal. So let's go with Rampart.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Okay, at least they resisted the stun this time. That's good. Just keep wearing it down. They're still not at full health, but Divine Comfort's doing pretty well. And yeah, this kind of stuff is why I like the Plague Doctor, when I can have the enemy blighted for 15. Alright. And finish him off with Thrown Dagger.
Size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
And we have a journal page. We fought in the East Gallery, filled with portraits of our ancient lineage, uncaring witnesses to the slaughter. Alhazred, the fiery heartbeat of our red, wrought keen havoc in our enemy's ranks. I keenly feel his absence, even as I remember voiding myself upon seeing his lifeless body fall, blood pouring from his screaming mouth, some cruel knife having rent his lungs to gore. Yet we were victorious, and thus press on. That's depressing. But we've had plenty of stories like that ourselves over the course of this expedition. Though usually with this team, if we lose somebody, we either retreat or end up losing everybody. I haven't had very many cases where we lost a hero and wound up being successful in the long run. Should also probably return us to... Oh, we are in our default party order. I'm so used to getting hit with at least one move ability that I immediately try to get back to the default party order as soon as the fight ends. That's not good. Slow draw. I'm guessing that makes him less accurate on the first round.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Not the worst effect in the
Require
world.
only the strength to follow it.
Not the worst effect in the world, but I probably should get that obsession with spirits quirk fixed. When we have the money for it, anyway. Okay. And we surprised them. Yeah, let's use Noxious Blast on the Gladiator, since it also reduces his accuracy. Dazzling Light on the Enchantress, because I'm saving Rampart for the Gladiator, because it can not only stun him, but also knock it back. Yep, so he's stunned, and when he recovers from stun, he'll have to use Stumbling Scratch. Which means Bump in the Night is all we have to deal with this round. Yeah, he's out of the game. That just leaves the Enchantress and the Skeleton.
Death by inches.
I may as well use Dazzling Light on the Skeletons to keep him out of the fight. And Eldritch Pole. You would do something like that, wouldn't you? I guess she recognizes how much of a threat Bertrand is, because she needed to get him out of position. Well, Clarinel can take care of you. Pardon my reach. Does Judgment do... Judgment does not do extra damage to Unholy. That kind of surprises me. You really would expect it to do something like that. There we go.
Decimated.
There we go. And now we have actually been hit by immovability. And back to default party order. Drums of Doom. This is good. This team is going to be a tough nut to crack. I'm going to see if I can get rid of the Marcher, because he can debuff us in various ways. That's helpful. Though you can see the high resolve level of this team with how little stress everyone has. Let's see. Do I want to... Yeah, I'm going to stun the Swinotar. Or attempt to stun the Swinotar. And I think I'm just going to concentrate. I'm going to have Bertrand and... wait, no. I can use Plague Grenade to hit both the Marcher and the Swinotar at the same time. That's a lot of bleeding. And the Swinotar is moving back. He's preparing for an ability, isn't he? Well, let's see if I can get rid of the Marcher. Essentially, yes.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
That's it for him. Bertrand of Bandage and Noxious Blast. I want to get rid of the Reaver first because it has fewer hit points. And Bertrand desperately needs some healing. Well, if the Swinotar is trying to move back, let's force him to move forward. Or at least stun the Reaver. What is the swine... He's trying to retreat, even though he's as far back as it's possible for him to get. What is he trying to do? I feel like he's just kind of confused. Alright. He's bladed for 3. He has 15. Now he's bladed for 9. Which means if I do 5 damage to him, yep, that's the end of the Reaver. Alright, a bit more healing, and now we just have a Swinotar to deal with.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And congratulations, there is nowhere for you to run.
A devastating blow.
Think I'm done with you? Hardly. Alright. And just keep up the blight. Well, attempt to keep up the blight. Crunching backhand, and it even missed. That's nice. And just, yep, just keep increasing how much he's blighted for. Divine Grace. And all right, that's it. I'm not even sure Bertrand's below. He isn't.
In the fevered pitch of battle.
Didn't even need to heal anybody, but the Swinotar is done. Now we got to kill him with Dazzling Light.
Dissuade the sharpened blade.
I gotta be honest, I never cease to find it funny when, and get to have more cannibalism for fun and profit. I find it inherently funny when I can kill an enemy with, a weak ability like Dazzling Light. Against my better judgment. Oh, that's neat. It removed the, it removed a negative quirk for free. I guess that's what happens when I use a torch on those. I'll have to remember that. Okay, we've got to be near the end. And flashing daggers may kill both of these.
Executed with impunity.
Well, it killed one of them. Whoa.
Death waits.
That was a grave
Slightest
nibble.
lapse in concentration.
Well, Judgment should finish the other one.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty gravely nibbled. Alright. And it managed to give Clarinel hemophilia.
Be gone, fiend.
These things have the ability to give you genetic diseases. Be careful. You're really going to want to get that hemophilia treated, Clarinel, because the thing is, it's hereditary.
Victory. But a victory nonetheless.
And I may as well use a bandage on Bertrand.
The light. The promise of safety.
And we finally have successful scouting. And another trap. Oh, bandages on the rack of blades. I actually got a fair amount from that one. Let's see. We are so close to the end, I think I'm going to drop the holy water, the bandages, and the medicinal herbs. And yeah, the medicinal herbs to take the other note. The blackest of fates. Our purpose was to desecrate their animalistic shrines and thus disperse the swine folk. But soon we came across an artifact. This was far beyond... I've already read this one before. It's the one about the... Knew about the trap, fell into it anyway.
And not the rule.
Oh, if you've been following this project, you know very well that these are the rule. But we've completed the quest, and we've managed to retrieve 2 of the old documents. Let's return to the hamlet. We haven't even really taken too much stress
The
damage
swine
either.
folk's labyrinth may yet prove to be navigable.
Didn't get a whole lot of gold out of that one, though. Pretty good haul of heirlooms, though. Oh, mediocre haul of heirlooms. Yep. The Man-at-Arms has tetanus, and Clarinel, well, she's balanced, which increases move resistance. That's actually pretty good, though not as good as Eagle Eye, I think. Bertrand, I would consider that a downgrade. He does have Incision, and Incision is pretty good, but Wheeled Explorer was more useful than Slugger. And Night Owl is largely useless for a Vestal, considering the fact that quite often she's causing the torch level to increase. Though I don't know if I forget to bring torches again.
There is indeed no better place for those in search of rarities and forgotten lore.
Okay, we have an Antique Roadshow. However, we do not need a third antiquarian, honestly. 2 really is plenty. We have 2 at different resolve levels. I'd say we're okay for antiquarians. I'm not giving up someone else to get an antiquarian. However, we can finally upgrade the guild, I think. We still need to gain 14 portraits. So trading away all of our busts would get us 7. And trading away all of our deeds would get us 11. Let's trade 33 deeds for 11. And then let's trade... I need 3 more. So 9 busts will get us 3 more portraits. And we can upgrade Instructor Mastery to rank 5.
A strict regimen is paramount if one is to master the brutal arithmetic of combat.
We could still stand to upgrade Training Regimen, and considering how expensive those final skill upgrades are going to be, we're going to need to do that. But at least having the option so I can upgrade really important skills to their maximum level is going to be very helpful with some of what we've got coming for us. Now I have a couple of diseases we need to get rid of. And Adenel is off doing, something. Not entirely sure what. But he won't be available for our next mission. Let's get rid of Tardif's tetanus. And Clarinel. Hemophilia. Alright. And... this video is a little shorter than usual, but having done 2 missions and at least made some progress, this is going to be the end for this part. So, and we've managed to finally upgrade the guild all the way up. So, thank you all for watching, I love you all, and I will see you next time.